Welcome to the Sports Betting Podcast from pregame.com for the week of February 12th, 2010. I'm your host, RJ Bell. I'm joined by Marco D'Angelo, 30 years in the business, Vegas runner, genuine professional bettor here in Vegas, star of the CNBC special on gambling. This is segment 204, big game preview, college basketball. We have Tennessee at Kentucky, and we have Marco's free pick on this game. Now, Marco, give us before we dig into the game and hear your pick, tell us how you've been doing on the free picks.
Well, my free picks, unfortunately, we had a stinker last week for a free
Now, when you
pick.
say we, you mean you.
Well, yeah, me.
I cashed. Go ahead.
Okay. But we are 16-8 the last 24.
We? Who's this we?
Well, me.
I'm in his stomach.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, Okay.
All right, so you're 16-8.
16-8. We're going to make amends this week with this Tennessee-Kentucky game.
Okay, so you're 66% right here for free since the start of football.
Absolutely.
What's Vegas runner?
15-4.
15-4?
I got you at 14-5.
14-5.
Sorry, sir.
And what am I, Marco?
You're 12-8, but you're 4. You're coming you're 4-1 in 2009, and you were hovering there at 500 for a long time.
This isn't a history podcast. 4-1 this decade. All right, so it's time for you to redeem yourself.
You want to know what our lines are here?
All right, good point. So first thing we tend to do is, since we're taping on Thursday, we want to hear from the two expert handicappers here. What is their true line? What should this line be to split the result? And then if the line is far off, we can react to that. What's the true line, VR?
I made Kentucky an 8.5-point home favorite, and I set the total at 148.5. Now, that's the true line. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought out the total a little higher because of these teams that they love to run. And the public perception is that...
So if it comes out 152, the value's on the under.
Exactly.
Marco, what's your
we got
line?
a big difference here. I have Kentucky at 10.5 in this game.
Okay, interesting. All right, that's your true line.
Yeah.
All right, what's your guess on what they're coming out at?
The number here...
which would be the fair line.
The fair line...
the action.
Fair action would be probably to get this just under 10, get it single digits because of the, two named teams, Kentucky being, one loss on the season, and Tennessee.
That's a long answer, isn't it? All right, so what's your pick?
My pick is I'm actually going to look to Tennessee. Both teams are coming. I like to look at situations. I say that all the time.
All right, so and I'm going to let you answer, so I don't mean to stop you there, but if you're a new listener, you're going to say, wait a minute, and you're going to be right when you say this, by the way. You're going to say, I'll talk to you. Wait a minute, VR, I'm confused. He's saying the true line, which the line should be, is Kentucky's 10.5 points better.
Correct.
Then he says, I think the line's going to come out at 9.5. All right. Then he says, I'm betting Tennessee. So right off, the normal person would be confused right now. You'd say that the line should be 10.5, it's 9.5, but you're taking the 9.5. So for new listeners, the old listeners understand this. And somehow that Marco is able to win almost at an unmatched rate with this, in my opinion, convoluted thinking. Explain in 45 seconds what your thinking is on this.
If this game comes out single digits, to me it is going to make Kentucky look very attractive to the average bettor, because Tennessee got drilled on Tuesday night at Vanderbilt 90-71. If they can get drilled at Vanderbilt, Kentucky should be able to blow them out even more.
And they got drilled last time at Kentucky by 19 points.
Good point again. I like Tennessee. I think they were looking past Vanderbilt the other night. That is a rivalry game, but it's one of those one-sided rivalries. It means more to Vanderbilt than it does to Tennessee.
But hold on a second. You were almost there. So you're saying if they come out at 9.5, that's going to, or 10, 9, that's going to make Kentucky look extra attractive
to the average bettor.
So it's what you consider a trap game.
Absolutely.
So what you're foreseeing here is because of the Kentucky, that what you're saying is that Kentucky is a very public team, got the great freshmen, and that if the number comes out below what you look to be the true number, that's Vegas saying, I think the true number should even be lower.
Absolutely. And on the flip side to that, explain to the people, if this line would come out higher, if it would come out at 11.5, and if I like Tennessee, you would think I would like it even better because I'm getting more points. I would be very skeptical if this came out at,
because you trust the odds makers.
Right.
Are right.
If they make Tennessee look that attractive, getting the double digits, I would be a little bit hesitant.
Now, this is a raging conversation going on at pregame forums, which is there's really two schools of handicapping when you really get down to it, and some people can do both, and
combine the two,
and you
right.
actually do both, and sometimes your premium picks will be trap games, sometimes they'll be value games. Is the value player says, hey, I want value, I'm going to make my number, you make yours bookie, and if we disagree, let's go to war. And you do that sometimes. But sometimes you think there's special reasons that teams are looking extra attractive and they're like paper tigers. They shouldn't look that attractive. And when the book doesn't take the bait, doesn't, like in this case, make it 13, you think there's a reason.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's dig a little deeper. I'm sorry.
No. I thought you were going to ask me something.
Well, you're right. I was turned the other way. I mean, you're thinking they need VR.
My side.
So, go ahead, VR.
I was just going to say, I agree with Marco. I like the Tennessee side a lot here. But the reasoning's a little different on my side. Because I made Kentucky my true number 8.5, I'm hoping that they do come out with an inflated number, that they come out with 9.5, 10, 10.5 even, because they look bad against Vanderbilt, because Tennessee got blown out last time at Kentucky. So I'm hoping the odds maker comes up with something above 8.5, so I could get value on the Tennessee side, because I like the situational matchup as well.
All right,
Tennessee.
so typically in college basketball, what spread do you need between your number and the number
I'd
available?
like to get over 3.
3 points.
Yeah, I feel
I would agree
comfortable
with that.
getting, over 3.
So at
3 or
11,
higher.
so at 11.5,
I'm loving it.
You're
I'm loving
loving
it. But because I think there's a situational, a matchup edge here on the Tennessee side, I'm willing to give up a 1.5.
But wouldn't
value.
the matchup edge be in your number? That's why I think we need to think this through, because this is new to us, the whole idea of making the number before it comes out here on the podcast. I think what we need to do, then we'll get to Marco to get his final points, and we kind of hijacked his free pick here, is I think whatever factors matter should come in to the number. So if you're saying Tennessee has a matchup advantage, then wouldn't that be in your 8.5? What, maybe it should be 7.5 then?
No, because when I make a number, okay, I have a rating for each team.
All right, so
okay?
you've got a power ranking.
Kentucky,
you have a power ranking. It doesn't consider situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Each team's true strength that
That's
I think
your
it
starting
is.
point.
Exactly.
But then you adjust it from there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Adjust a little from there. So Kentucky on true strength, I think, is closer to the 10 number.
Okay.
But
your pure power ranking, if you just did the subtraction and accounted for the home field,
would
would be
make
about
Kentucky
10.
around 9.5, 10, almost.
And you've
10.
you've adjusted it to 8.5
because of the situation.
So now that you've got the true number in your mind, if you need 3 points, then you would still need 3 points from 8.5. Because if you're saying I only need 1.5, then you're accounting for that situation matchup twice, both in the number adjustment and now saying I'm going to take less value than I really need.
Right.
So you're saying 11.5, you play Tennessee.
Absolutely.
All right, Marco, you've got a minute to wrap up your free pick.
Well, again, I said Tennessee, I think they were looking ahead, no question about that. And the fact that this is going to be back-to-back games for them on TV. Nobody likes to get embarrassed on TV. This is the Saturday night ESPN game, prime time, 9 o'clock. This will be the game. They bring it all. Kentucky is still one of your phrases, marqueeness. Kentucky's way bigger in basketball than Tennessee. So you'll get that public.
Kentucky in general, you're probably getting an extra point.
Absolutely. Kentucky, UCLA, those are probably two of the biggest.
I love it. I love the fact that Tennessee, you're looking at 4 seniors against a Kentucky team loaded with freshmen. And I think that's enough experience for them to go in there and at least keep it close.
I tell you, if it's 11.5, I'm going to play Tennessee.
I like that.
All right, good stuff, guys. Next up, we're going to do another college basketball preview. Remember, you can get all of our videos at pregame.tv, and here's what's especially nice, is go into YouTube, where pregame.tv directs to, predict the score of this game for free in the comment section. If you get it exactly right, we give you 100 pregame dollars to spend any way you want. And if you want to download and listen, you just go to iTunes and search for pregame.com.